Good morning, team. Welcome back to our daily market outlook. Together here we have Patrick and Maciej. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, everybody. Hey, how's it going? I hope everything is good. We are
Hello,
in the middle
investors.
of the week.
Yeah, it's a busy week. I think the session yesterday was amazing. We had economic data. We had the start of the bank's earnings. JP Morgan actually offered a really good trading plan yesterday following from our session. And today we have some new catalyst in the market. So as you can see, we have Bank of America reported this morning, Wells Fargo. There are kind of mixed signals coming from the banks. So Bank of America outperform, Wells Fargo not so much. We see here the kind of price action in the after hours. So we had like very strong move to the upside, and now we're kind of stalling around this area. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens at the open. But that's like very, very important. Monitoring, the banks can give us some really key insights. If we go back to our dashboard, what is the data telling us? So as of last night, we don't really have any kind of like signal coming from the option data. We're in a neutral option status here coming from the Q score. Momentum is also neutral, and we now have a kind of negative seasonality, right? So when we look at the net gamma exposure chart, we have this really 55 core resistance that we saw in the chart. That's going to be a very big level at play for today. So pay attention there. And if we look at our swing model, also we have our lower band sits at about 52.67. So that could be another level that you might want to pay attention to. So just check that out as well. And of course, what's interesting is that we have seen a big increase in volatility for Bank of America over the past few weeks. So we are sitting at the 62 percentile for the last 3 months of VRP. So just for those who don't know, VRP is the difference between implied volatility and historical volatility, right? So why is this important? Because it can also tell you some ideas on how the market is pricing risk. So right now we're sitting at 24% implied volatility, but what does that mean? Is that big? Is that high or low compared to what it has been in the past? The VRP tells us if we are in an overvalued or undervalued IV. So as you can see, over the past few weeks, I think the market has kind of been worried about the earnings. So the IV on the stock has been really high. We're kind of going down, but we're still in a very high VRP scenario, right? So again, what does that mean? That if you are buying option, you're paying a higher premium. If you are selling option, you're receiving a higher premium. So it's very important because again, implied volatility is mean reverting. So again, it's very, very important to look at this data and see what happens. Let me know if you have any feedback, guys.
Yeah, I have something in my mind, Fabio.
Yeah.
How's the screener from MenthorQ looking like, especially with the earnings? Did we see something really interesting there?
Yeah. So basically, for screener, we can go over a couple of things. So the first thing is I looked at the highest change in JAX. So I want to see basically first, are there any assets that strike my mind that have seen an increase in positive gamma? So here what we see, interesting, we have IBAT, we have NVIDIA, of course. We're preparing for the tech earnings. But the other option is actually, let's go into the highest change in negative gamma, right? So what's really interesting here that we've seen a change or a decrease or an increase of negative gamma on SPY and SPX. So this is worth monitoring. Remember, guys, we are coming to OPEX. So on Friday, we will be live trading here on X and YouTube with the guys, with Patrick and Maciej. So again, it's going to be a very interesting exploration. Market is already looking at that. So you see how SPY, SPX, and QQQ. And then when we look at the screener, I always go over our Q score. So let me give you some good ideas. So the first thing is For earnings plays or for volatility plays, I want to see the highest change in option score. Why do I want to do that? Because basically I want to see if the option market is giving me some ideas of things that could trend to the upside or to the downside, right? So here we have, for example, we have Nvidia here, but let's see and let's go over that as well. And the other option is if you want to look at the bearish scenario, then you can look at the decrease in the option score. So what this tells me is, for example, that very interesting. We've seen a decrease on the option score of 3 points on SPY, Microsoft, and Meta, right? So very interested. And of course, JP Morgan following up from the report from yesterday, right? So the option market is kind of like turning a little bit bearish on those assets. And again, it doesn't mean that the price might necessarily drop, but you want to pay attention to these changes, right? So JP Morgan, we've seen the decline yesterday. We have now SPY and the tech companies approaching the earnings for the next few weeks and days. So very, very important. And then the other one is if you are an option trader, you could be looking at volatility. So for example, I might want to see the stocks that have seen the highest increase in volatility. So we can see, for example, if there's any interesting names here. For example, we have Boeing here, we have some other assets. So that can give you an idea of volatility play. I can also go and see the highest volatility score, very, very important. So what are the assets with the highest volatility? Again, very interesting. Intel, silver, very, very high. So silver has seen an incredible run. Again, what can I do with this data? If you are an option trader, then you can kind of play volatility and see how to put spreads or things like that and combine that with all the other models that we have.
Amazing. Something else, guys. Do you have questions about this? So think about when we're having the screener here. If you be a stock trader, not only an options trader, you can also come here to really find good trade opportunities. If you would be a stock trader, Fabio, and you're looking for something that you can put in your basket, where you would be looking for? What is your main criteria?
Yeah, so I would start from, let's go back to our Q score. So I really like the option score. The option tends to give us some hedge because basically think about the option data is forward looking. So basically, like when players put on option positions, they believe of the outcome. It's kind of like they believe that the price could get to a certain level, or they believe that things could happen because otherwise they wouldn't put that because otherwise they would lose all their premiums and all the money in the option. So I like to start from here. So again, we could do like highest score. That's one way. So for example, I come here and I see what are the most bullish assets that give me a very high option score, right? So let's say that we want to look at, of course, GLD has been on a very big run. Let's look at Walmart, for example. So we can come here and we can open up the asset. We see immediately that we are in a very, very high option score and in a very, very high momentum. We have a slightly negative seasonality. But what we want to see as well is how can we play that? So we have our 5-day swing model, which has a success rate of 90%. So we could use these levels to potentially trade spreads. We could trade directional. We could trade with options. Uh, if I trade with options, I would always want to look at our VRP because if you sell option, then you want to sell when volatility is high. If you buy option, you want to buy when volatility is low because you're paying less premium. So obviously pay attention to that all the time. And then we can kind of see how the Q score kind of have performed over time, right? So I really like the change in the score, because the change in the score can give me some really good ideas when we are in the start of a new trend. So if you look at Walmart in this case here, and we can do other example, we went from bearish to kind of bullish on November 20 something. This was the start of the first trend. And then, of course, we kind of were here, kind of went down here a little bit, and then we saw another up spike here. So this move from 2 to 5 kind of predicted this kind of trend right here. So again, going back to the screener, let's go back to our Q score. We also have the highest option score 1 day increase. That means, like, from yesterday to the previous day, how much has the score increased? So in this case, for example, right now I don't really see names that kind of like are in my watch list, but for those who are trading these assets, for example, we can look at Devon Energy. We saw an increase of 4. So before that, 2 days ago, the option score was at 0. Now it's at 4, right? So again, what can that tell me, right? So we can go here, and I don't know anything about these assets. So this is really a brand new analysis from scratch, right? I don't know this company. I don't know what they do, but we can come here and we can see, like, again, what happens when we have an increasing score, and now we're seeing a very strong increase, right? So we can use that data to kind of build trade ideas.
All right, good job.
So there's a question: if I want to see the change in MSTR Q score, do I have to go to search through MSTR day by day? No. So you have so the number at the top would give you a day by day, so daily value. So you can go. So if you wanted to see the Q score of MSTR from last week, yes, you could go back and you can see the number. But otherwise, we have a time series right here. So this will show exactly those numbers changing on a daily basis. So this is really the time series of that score. All right. Let us know, guys, if you have questions, and if not, I'll pass it on to you, Patrick.
Yeah, let's go. So there's one question, Fabio, and I think this is really interesting. Can you give us some example how you would be play this, what you were showing with the screener, how you would be set up the trade?
Yeah, so there are different ways of doing. So let's go back to Walmart. So Walmart, I found it to the screener, was in our highest option screener. So for example, I could, so if I believe in the asset, so if I'm a longer term trader, or if I'm like an investor, I could look at this score to kind of take positions, right? So we are in a very kind of bullish environment. There was really interesting news with Walmart and Google partnerships and all of that stuff a couple of days ago. So maybe that's a catalyst that you want to use. Then I would use our swing levels based on my time frame or my time horizon to kind of place my targets and stops. So let me give you an example. So let's say that we get in, the price we get in is not relevant, but we are approaching this 124.99, right? So if we go back on to Walmart, the price is now at 120.36, right? Okay, so we have 120 there. So we can go back and see, and we can use our swing levels on the chart there. But basically, we have our target of 124.99 for the next 5 days, right? Why is that important? Because we can see that there is a 75% chance that the price could close below that level in 5 days from now. So obviously there is a chance that the price could go higher, but again, you want to play kind of statistics there. So if we approach that level, then maybe that could become a first target, or I could play it with options. So I could sell put spreads or call spreads based on the bias below certain thresholds. And then, of course, always monitoring day by day. If any of those score changes, that could be an warning signal. And then based on that, I would place some ideas, basically.
Perfect. Let us know, market guy, if this is helpful for you, because you was asking about some trading setup. So Fabio, we have more questions. So in case of Walmart, there is 90% probability that I put below 115.73 lower limit can work.
So I mean, there's we cannot give a recommendation, guys. First of all, so what this model is telling you is how the swing levels have performed historically on Walmart, and what is the likelihood of the price in 5 days from now to being above this lower band. So if we look at the past, basically this is the history of the lower band levels, right, that you would have got 5 days before. So for example, this band right here, you would have got it 5 days before this candle, and you can see how the candle closed, and you can see if it closed above or below the lower band. If the candle closes above, so if in 5 days from now the price of Walmart is above 115.73, then this will go in our back test as a success rate. So here you can see historically going back 120 days how that kind of performed, right? You can also, if you want more history, you can also go back here, go back in time, and then you can see rolling 120 days going back. So you could potentially have maybe almost 1 year of data there. I hope that answers the question.
I think it will be answering the questions. All right, champ. So I would say let's go to the next step. I would be asking Maciej, you won't be going first because I know you're looking into the economic data, so that you not have to talk about doing the economic data. We have in 10 minutes PPI and retail sales. So I would say you first, Maciej.
Okay. So good morning, one more time. Welcome. Let's dive to our gold. First thing first, where we are. We are sitting right now near the first big resistance, which is created from core resistance, gamma wall supporting blind spot 5, risk trigger from 2 days ago, and 1 day max. Later, we have another window, 47 round number core resistance. Below us, of course, right now after kiss and go, we have reaction, and if data will be supporting us, our idea, what we can expect. So first thing first, plan A, we will going higher. So if we cross our box, I will be looking what price will be doing here, and later, is it possible going to call resistance? If not, plan B. So from one magnetic cluster to second one, and the second one below HVL0 DTE with put support sitting plus minus on 46, 45, 90 as a $10 zone, and later 1 day min with blind spot 4 and blind spot 1 sitting after another gap, another window where we can have a plus, and the next one put support with lower band yesterday sitting below 45. Right now, my main plan, of course, is what price will be doing here exactly around our box, if we have pressure to drop or not. GLD in our box right now, the bigger one. So let's jump and take a look. What we have here, so whole gamma expiration for GLD, main strike sitting on 425. Later we have a supporting zone around 420 and above 2 times strike sitting around 345 and 440. Later everything sitting in positive gamma regime, so what we can expect, darker moves, not such an expanded correction right now, but later, of course, after crossing right now from our matrix 400 points, then we're jumping to the flush low. The nearest expiration, so today expiring less than 2% of gamma. Main strikes, of course, sitting around 428, 430. Later, after crossing 425, we are jumping to negative gamma regime and we can expect extended moves and crazy hurricane on our charts. But the next expiration is much more important. Why? Because expire near 43% on Friday. Exactly. And what kind of day is it? Also OPEX day. So if we jump here and take a look, the main strike 425, 420, 415, each time 5 points, and above us 430, 435. This is our main zone where the battle of price will be right now, starting to sitting after crossing this, especially 415. Then we can say, oops, we have troubles. So I hope this is clear. And the last one, let's take a look where is the biggest volume. 420, 425, 430, 435. Open interest, main strike, 425, and later 420, 435, 440. So each time when we are looking to our gamma expiration, what we can expect in next time, in our future battleground, 420, 440. I hope everybody will remember then each 5 points we have a bigger strike on GLD. Right now, still we are sitting in positive trend, nothing changed, long term, still to the upside. So right now we are not such a far to touch 1 day max, core resistance, gamma wall, risk trigger from 2 and 5 days ago. And later, after crossing 424, we have a gap, open window, HVL and blind spot 2, 420. Later, 1 day mean, blind spot 4 and blind spot 1, creating another support zone, 415. So as we said before, you can very quickly preparing yourself, using all data what you can copy paste to your dashboard. For example, in trading view, copy paste, simple. You will have everything near yourself. So the next step, GBZ today near 24 points. So with the price what we have, give us around $60-70 predicted move for today. And dollar index. Right now, after touching HVL 0 DTE, we have a pressure, the first resistance, foot support, core resistance. resistance gamma wall 0 DTE sitting on 99.2, and later HVL 1-day max near 99.5. What is supporting us? Put support plus 1-day mean sitting around 98.75. So let's map it together. What interesting zone we have before data coming to the market, where we have our support, where we have our resistance. Let's make it very quickly and easy. And right now, I hope everybody have planned what to do with this, how to trade it. Simple view, you can use, of course, trend lines to stay with bigger picture, what is going on. So right now we are battling, third time touching this. So what we can say, price seeing this. So using also technical analysis, we can prepare ourselves using also our levels, and voila. Near the upper band, blind spot 8, put support core resistance, gamma wall, blind spot 7. Near the lower band, HVL 0 DTE and blind spot 10. Is it such difficult? Tell me, Patrick.
No, it's not. But
Awesome.
at the end, I think trading is not that hard, but the mind can really tricking us.
Complicate everything, sabotage ourselves.
Can complicate everything. When we're looking on our charts, it looks sometimes very easy, but at the end, don't forget, it's also a mind game, guys. So yeah, it looks easy, but I know when it comes to execution, there must be a lot of patience, waiting, be disciplined, follow only your trading plan, have a good risk management in place. Otherwise, you will be sabotage yourself, as you say.
So Patrick, from my side, it's all. Fabio, do we have some questions? If yes, please let me know. I will try to cover this.
No questions on this specifically so far. No.
So Patrick, I will pass right now screen to you.
Here we go.
I think you need to share your screen, Patrick. 1 second.
All right, I can do it again. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Let me know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool, guys. So, first of all, welcome everybody. We have now economic data who are coming into the market. We have PPI, we have retail sales. Let's see how the market will be reacting on this. And think about, we have also possible the opinion drop about the tariff case at 10 a.m. Fed speakers showing up. There was also the earnings from the banks, as he was saying already, Fabio, because in my mind, it's always about timing, setup, and location. This is not the right time to going into the market. Should I waiting? What is the structure telling me? So only just as information. Don't forget also today, 10 a.m., where we could possibly get the tariff case watch. So with this in the mind, I will be saying first something to you guys because you are so amazing. We're getting a lot of questions, and I get also very much questions about the blind spots, about the theory that blind spots supporting gamma levels. And Fabio, we was having last week some speech about the roadmap, yeah? And I was thinking today how we can make this a little bit more easier for the people to understand the blind spots concept. And I was really thinking about something. Having the MenthorQ gamma levels on your chart, like what we have now here on NQ, and then go into the MenthorQ blind spot levels, because our goal is always having a clear chart so that we not get disrupted and all this stuff. And what I was doing is really like creating my roadmap based on the gamma, the blind spots, have the roadmap ratio 4, and then use the concept of the roadmap for our blind spots, from the blind spots. So what I'm meaning, let the roadmap loading now. Here we go. I will make this a little bit more brighter for you, because basically what we was saying is like blind spots supporting gamma levels. This is one of my theory, what I was learning. But now with the blind spots roadmap, Fabio, I'm really thinking about where we have the roadmap concentration based on the blind spots. That's my major areas where I have interesting in. And we were looking into this, what gamma levels showing up there. Here, 1-day max. Here we have the call resistance with the call resistance UDT. And below, we have the 1-day min. So that's based on the blind spots and the gamma levels were behind this, the 3 magic areas where I won't be watching today. And it makes totally sense at the moment, because if we're looking into the 30-minute time frame, what was happened overnight during the London session, we was dropping. We came down from the high wall, we touching put support UDT, and now we're dropping. So in this case, the box here where we was touching nearly already here is in the play together with the 1-day min. So I will be looking for if we can come down, because at the end, what we have also here, we have a free space between GEX5 and 1-day min. We have a lot of opportunity without any gamma level between GEX 1 to 5 and the major gamma levels. We have nothing here what can hold us, of course, the blind spot box, but there's an opportunity from 750 to 640 or 620. And this is an open space. So I have a really good chance for good risk reward. Does this mean, Fabio, as you will say, we are not here to providing signals or any other stuff? This doesn't mean that this could be working out. It could be. So this is only and plan A or B. B is for us when we want to short the market. This is for me at the moment, my plan B for going short. What I want to see is really that we breaking through GEX5, that the VIX is also dropping and not getting higher. So this is for me important. So I want to see first that the VIX also dropping a little bit more here. And then we get the retest that the VIX can come back strong to 1-day max. What is this meaning? If we're coming strong back to 1-day max, this would be meaning we testing first the GEX5 and then we get the flush down. This is something what I want to see. First, a little bit more downside move from the GEX, so that maybe cooling down a little bit, and then we getting the flush. And also, if we're looking into SPX and ES, because as NQ traders, we should have everything side by side. We have also some open space on ES. We have here a really good risk and reward opportunity. Think about here from GEX5 to put support UDT. We was talking about this yesterday in the masterclass session for the program traders. That's 25 points opportunity, open space. Did we have something what could hold us back? Yes, of course. Here's the GEX4 from SPX. It was stopping before here. It was really important if we're looking into the history, what was really happened. So be careful. We should also breaking GEX4 for really good downside move. And then last but not least, take care about the 1-day max from the VIX. Why is the 1-day max so important, Fabio?
because it's a volatility measure for the day. And, I think if you look at our website, there's some backtesting results, but it tends to be respected on the majority of the time. So it's a very good indication for you to potentially take entries, stop losses, and all of that things.
Exactly. But based on this, Fabio, because we are at the moment really extended, we came now to the 1-day max, and I'm looking also as NQ trader, not for a plan B only. I have also a plan A where I won't go long in the market. Again, I don't want be having a bias, a short bias, a long bias. I won't be having always a plan A for long, plan B for short. What could be the long plan for today, especially when we have the opening? The VIX is a really interesting part for me. And as you can see, we come also near my A plus setup on the VIX where I was talking about. What I'm saying very often, Fabio, what's the A plus setup? If we're touching call resistance 0 DTE or call resistance or put support and put support 0 DTE in the VIX, we will having very often some big reaction. And yesterday, put support and put support 0 DTE was also on the same area. And look at this, guys, what was happened. Boom, we're going straight to the upside. The market was dropping. So again, for the long side, I want to see that 1-day max will be holding. If not, call resistance touch and then boom, drop. So this is for my long side because here I have also open space between GAX 5, GAX 4, high wall, and high vol 0 DT because here we have a big cluster. And high vol 0 DTE is a decision area. And I won't be stress this a little bit why high vol 0 DTE is so important and why you can think about this as decision area. Let's remove the drawings now and then take out the roadmap and adding again some cluster here. So basically we have now here high vol 0 DT, high vol put support 0 DT cluster, whereas high vol and high vol 0 DT decision area going to the 4-hour time frame. And take a closer look. You're looking in this every single day where we here live, where we find out that the high vol or high vol 0 DT very often decision areas. Take a closer look here. What was happened? Let's take out the levels. Take a closer look here. So this is the decision area. Make it or fake it, as you can see. And this is why the high vol is the money printing level. And this is why we always talking about we flipping from positive gamma to negative gamma. Because based on the options market, this is really the flipping point. And I would say, Fabio, this is really one of the decision areas. This is so easy to understand. Mark out high vol 0 DT on your chart, and then go to the bigger time frame, like for example the 4-hour time frame, to find out the real decision area. If you be a breakout trader, this is maybe a perfect setup for you. If you want that we come back first to the top to get the shot again, perfect. Could be also a really nice opportunity for you, but not alone. You need the VIX on your side for support. All right, guys. And then let's take also a closer look now into the ES. Here we go. We will do this now. Here, I will be doing the same stuff again because I really enjoy this, by the way. And again, thank you guys that you giving us the inspiration, by the way. And also to you, Fabio, thank you that you was showing again the people the roadmap, because without this, I would be not coming on the idea that it's much better to use the MenthorQ blind spot levels as roadmap. Here I have again the ratio 4. And then find out where we have really the clusters from the blind spots and what is in there in the cluster. And as you can see, decision area, we was talking about this, I think yesterday and the day before. This is our wall at the moment, big wall, where we have huge resistance. So we have troubles in the past to going through this. And also we have here our decision area. We have here our high wall and high wall ZUDT. Same stuff, decision area. Can we filling the space to the wall, or will we be failing and coming back to 1-day min and put support ZUDT? If we're dropping a little bit below put support ZUDT, take care of the candle wicks here, and then map this out on your chart. And this is one of the setups where I'm looking for. We have open space. We have a long idea here on ES. I have a short idea here. I'm watching very closely my VIX, how we reacting on 1-day max, especially how we reacting possible on call resistance EODT. It's the A plus that we get in reaction here. And this is at the moment in my mind, Fabio. Any questions about this, guys? Let me know.
There's a question, Patrick, about the ratio 4 in the roadmap settings. I can answer that. So basically, what the roadmap does is connecting gamma levels together. And because we cover thousands of assets, every asset trades at a different price. So the ratio helps us basically define how big the boxes you want to have, because a ratio of 4 might not work for every asset, but it does work for NQ, ES, SPX, and so on. But I mean, for SPX, ES, and Q, a ratio between 2 and 4 can work. So really, you have the flexibility to adjust it based on how big you want the boxes to be and how you want to build your roadmap.
Yeah, exactly. And I find out from my side for the blind spots, especially for ES and NQ, the ratio 4 works very well. And again, normally we're saying blind spots supporting gamma levels, mapping out the areas where the blind spots supporting the gamma levels. There we have high magnets. But to be really honest, I like the principle by using the roadmap from the blind spots levels indicator, and then take a closer look which levels are there, and then you can really define your entries, your timing, and you know exactly what are the major areas based on blind spots and gamma levels and where my focus is today. And my focus is clearly on this box where we can drop into put support UDT and 1-day min. And it shows me also clearly that we can go to the other box where we have also free space, because here's only GEX 1 behind us, where we have a good risk reward. What I mean with good risk reward. So people asking always for actionable insights. Here we go, risk reward. We can put our stop loss above the box with high vol UDT, can calculate how much risk we need, and then we can think about, is the short a good opportunity? Is this a risk reward from minimum 1 to 2? Yes or no? If yes, then this is a nice trading opportunity. Same goes for the upside. If you're liking more the upside, you put your stop loss below GEX 5, below the box, from box to box, and then you're thinking about, this is a really good risk reward. Think about minimum 1 to 2, and then really define this. People asking, Patrick, when it's the right time to going into the market, or when we know we should now placing a short, or we should be placing a long. And we was talking about this yesterday in the masterclass. I will give you only one little tiny example, because the other thing is you will find this in the library from the Pro Room, where we have a 2-hour masterclass about everything about this. But I want to give you something. When I'm talking about timing, and I want also use you, Fabi, because he was yesterday not in the call. So if I would do this with Maciej, he would be knowing this. When you think about timing, what do you think about? to ask yourself, is this the right time to going into the market?
Yeah, I think it's timing would be like, are we seeing like, so is it a good time? Meaning like, is there an event coming? Is there something that could affect my entry, or am I in the right place currently?
Yes. So timing is first. Is there something in the calendar? So talking about the calendar, yeah, is there something? Did we have some economic event? Is there something in the next 2 or 3 minutes what can possibly change the direction? And then when we're talking about the calendar, we should be also looking into the time. Did we have market open? Will the market be open in a few minutes? Then maybe just wait, because you have the open volatility. It could be hurt you otherwise. And then the top of the hour, the 4-hour candle close. If we are now at the top of the hour, for example, the 10 a.m., really important. You will see very often at 10 a.m. some shift in the market. But this is not only about timing. You have also, is this now the right time to going short? What telling us the VIX, for example? The VIX is telling us, guys, be careful. We're sitting here on 1-day max. We was explaining what is 1-day max. It could be possible that we see a reservoir and then the short will be no more wallet. But it could be also possible that the core resistance will be hitting. So this would be also something really critical. And then last but not least, when we're talking about timing, we can also talking about what are your personally indicators. What is Bookmap telling you? What is Atas telling you? What is really the indicators what you're using telling you? And then you can really define on your end personally the timing to ask yourself, is this the right time? And then last, we're asking also about, is this the right setup? Is this the right setup? Is this really the setup, our A plus setup, where we're making money with? I would say, no, this is not my A plus setup. We have open space here as ES traders, but it's not my A plus setup because the risk and reward is not working. It makes no sense for me to take it here, because here we have the next major gamma levels with put support the UDT, 1-day min. Risk reward is not that good for me that I have really interesting in. And last but not least, why is this not my A plus setup? Because we have only few points left until we're hitting call resistance. If we are hitting call resistance, my A plus will set up, and maybe I'm looking more for a reserve to coming back if we're touching call resistance and VIX will be dropping. So at the moment, I would say for myself, timing is good, but be careful. We have only 40 minutes until we open. We have at with the 4-hour candle close, 10 a.m. We're looking also for tariff decisions. And then timing, setup, and location. Where's the market at the moment? Going into the 4-hour time frame, find out, is this really now the right location to shorting the market, to going long, where we are. So, and in this case, I would be asking myself every single day if this would be a good trade or not. And this would be really actionable insights, how I would be trading this, how I would be looking into it. But the blind spots roadmap, man, this is a game changer. When I was seeing this today, I was thinking like, what the heck? Why I was not coming earlier with this in my mind? Why people must asking me all the time about MenthorQ blind spots, how we can use this, that I get so crazy in my mind and rethinking what is the missing part. And for me, the missing part at the end is really the blind spots trading roadmap. Guys, this is really powerful. You can now find out what area is the most powerful area based on the blind spots. And the blind spots looking for correlation assessed. How we this calculate? We were not talking about this because why, Fabio? This is our own calculation, but we're looking in correlated assessed. And for this reason, guys, I hope this was helpful for you, how you can looking into this and think about on Friday, we have live training session. I would be more than happy to show you live trading examples where I'm taking trade, where I'm explaining everything, also with Maciej. I think this would be really cool. And if you have interesting and learning more about how you can use MenthorQ, how you can shorten your learning curve with us in the pro room. There was a talk we have every second day each week. We have a masterclass. The masterclass will be always Tuesday and Thursday. There we're having deep dive session where we're looking into the needs from the traders. So the first session this year again was about VIX and timing your setups. How important is the VIX for timing your setups, your entries? Then we was talking about the roadmap. Really deep dive into this, how we can use it. It's amazing. Yesterday we was talking about risk and reward. We was talking about entries and exit, how you can use it. And also me and Maciej, we was sharing our A+ setups. When we're talking about Kiss and Go, what is Kiss and Go? You will find this in the pro room. We was talking about blackjack. What is blackjack? How blackjack is working. Then we was talking about the handshake. And last but not least, Maciej, did I miss something? I know I missed something. You get it?
I like the name, Patrick.
Yeah.
But I cannot say.
Yeah. And of course, one of the A+ setup, what I miss, guys, not what you think, not the 18+ setups. We have open space. And this is also one of our A+ setups. Kiss and Go, blackjack, handshake, open space. Think about open space, how you can use this in conjunction with risk and reward, with entries. This you will find this in the recordings. We was doing this yesterday with you together. It's 2 hours, really deep dive into it. Highly recommend to everyone watching the recording. It's really powerful. All right. From my side, I will say thank you, guys. It was a pleasure again. But if you have questions, I'll be here for, let's say, a few minutes more. So, Fabio, let us know if there's some questions.
There's a question about roadmap on NVIDIA. And then, so you have blind spot roadmap selected, but not end of day roadmap. Yeah, I think we discussed that. Yeah, there's only one question on NVIDIA. I don't know if
All right, cool. For this reason, guys, enjoy the day. We will see us tomorrow. Again, thank you for all your feedback, for your questions, what you ask. We are strong as a team. In this case, happy trading, everyone. Stay green, stay positive, and see you tomorrow.
Yeah, and also, guys, on Friday we're going to be live trading streaming 9:15 on X and YouTube. So this is going to be a very good opportunity to learn what we do in our pro room. So don't miss that. Subscribe to our channel, and you get access to the live on Friday.
So thank you. I wish you all the best. Stay tuned. Bye bye.
Thank you, guys.